Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another amazing episode. And in today's video, unlike the norm that we have been having, whereby we have been reviewing more of Toyota cars, in today's video, we'll be looking into something different. And this is a car which has been known for just two things. First of all, it's known for giving that stylish design, as well as the second thing is a car which also comes with power. The car that we'll be looking into today is none other. It's the CX-5, the CX-5 Mazda, and we have been seeing a lot of transformation when it comes to Mazda, and we'll be looking for the reason why that is happening, and of course, some big announcement that Mazda has made regarding this 2026. Remember, with the Mazda CX-5, of course, its predecessor include the CX. We have the CX-3. Those are some of the cars where you'll be seeing a lot of similarity with the CX-5. Remember, the cars that rival the CX-5 in other brands, we have cars like the CR-V. We also have that's the Honda. We also have cars like the Toyota RAV4. So mostly you'll be seeing in terms of power, they are close to each other. In terms of the body looks, specs, interior specs, you'll be seeing a lot of similarities. So I'll be taking you through this discussion. My name is Willie, and of course, if it's your first time coming across my videos and you haven't hit the subscribe button, and you're a person who really like to understand, get excited whenever you get to hear about cars, this is the channel for you, and you get to do that by just hitting the subscribe button to be part of this community. So after the short break, we'll be looking into the engine that powers this car, some new that is news that Mazda have released regarding this model, as well as we'll be looking into interior and exterior specs of this car. So stick around for that because it will be very interesting. Well, whenever you get to hear about the CX-5, there's something that always gets to come into your mind. First of all, it's a sleek, stylish design, which is something that we'll be noticing with most Mazda cars. We're talking about the Atenza, the Axela. This car, when it comes to the luxury feel, when you're in that car, it's on another level. And that's something that I've really borrowed a lot from the German machine. But also, it's important to understand that the CX-5, especially the 2025 model, has undergone a lot of transformation, as you'll be seeing in most of the 2026 units. And one of the things is that the Mazda have announced that they're going to terminate production of the turbocharged engine because they had really so much challenges, and I guess that's one of the reasons why it gets to make the car to really depreciate in terms of the price. Resale price gets to really decrease. So for that reason, 2026 you will be seeing more of and the naturally aspirated 2.5 liter engine, which they are more efficient, as well as they also have a longer lifespan. So that's one of the announcements that they make. And right now, guys, it's important that we get, before looking into more details about the car, we get to look at the motor that gets to power this car. Well, when you get to talk about the motor, it's very hard for you to not to fail to recognize that there's this logo that you'll be seeing in most of the Mazda engine, that is just under the hood. They have this big the Mazda logo, and of course they also have the Sky Active awards, the Sky Active technology awards. This is just to show you that's the new upgrade in terms of technology that this car comes with. So with this 65 2026, the engine that gets to power this car mostly is 2.5 liter petrol. We also have the petrol and the diesel engine, but it will depend with the particular unit that you get. But so many people prefer the petrol engine. It has less cost in terms of maintenance, as well as challenges. So the 2.5 liter petrol engine, which comes with the SkyActiv technology. Remember, this engine is a four-cylinder engine, meaning it has four piston. Also, the other thing, as I said, it's also naturally aspirated, meaning it's not turbocharged. And as we have been saying in other videos, those cars which comes with turbo, they usually have one challenge. Yes, they give out maximum that is power, but the process is that the engine lifespan gets to decrease because it's usually pushed to the beyond limits. So that's one of the problems that gets to be associated with most turbocharged engine. So with this one, it's naturally aspirated, meaning the airflow gets to flow into the engine without being forced. In terms of displacement, this is the amount of the engine capacity. As I said, it's a 2.5, but it's a 2488 cc. That's the capacity of this engine, and that's a huge engine, especially for a car like this one. It can get to really push this car to its top speed in just a few seconds. So with that motor comes either a manual transmission system, or you have the automatic gear system. But in most cases, you'll be seeing this car most of them they're automatic, meaning they do come with a 6-speed automatic gearbox system, which is also efficient, and as well as it's also durable. And of course, in terms of transmission and transition, in terms of when it's changing from one speed limit to the other, it's amazing and it's top notch. So those are some of the things that you need to realize about the CX-5 motor. And of course, it's also important to understand that most of these cars, they do car, most of them, they are all-time wheel drive, meaning most of the time you'll be noticing they get to move, they are pushed by the four wheels. So that's standard with most the CX-5. So this car, you can get to use it both for city drives as well as for those terrain or rough roads. So considering the combination also with the good ground clearance with this motor plus the gearbox system, this car can really get to serve wherever you are, especially in a country like Kenya, whereby you at some point you will have to access rough roads as well as the city drive. So this car, when it comes to the motor, I would commend anytime, any day. And remember, this car with this motor, it gets to give out the power of 187 horsepower. That's a huge torque, and that's a huge power for such a small car. So now let's just go ahead and get to look into which is these things, the interior things that are basically the interior features which makes this car to stand out. And right now, let's just go ahead and get to look at the interior specs. Well, guys, when we get to look at the interior of this car, once we get to the interior of this car, this is where you'll be surprised by how nice and luxury this car looks. We are talking about some trims. They may come with these leather upholstery from the dashboard, from the side panels, as well as the seats. But some of the units, they have this extra luxury, whereby you get to see them. The interior is made of the Katura brown Napa leather, which is just kind of a special leather, and unlike the normal leather that you're used to. And this gives this car very nice and of course stylish design when you're in there. Looking at this car, you can't fail to recognize this car. When it comes to the center console, they do comes with a touch screen display, which is interconnected both for the steering. It's connected with the buttons which are at the steering, and of course these are smart display or touch screen also comes with things like the map, the navigation map. We're also talking about Android Auto, that is Auto Radio. We're also talking about things like they do have whereby you can get to connect with your mobile phone, and you get to perform all the tasks that you can get to perform on your phone. You can get to perform on these system. So looking at the interior, also the driver side, in terms of the cockpit, the dashboard, it's amazing because it's a digital, it gives digital display. We're also talking about things like these buttons which are in attached here into the steering. They are just extra controls from that system that we talked about, the touchscreen, the radio, or the center console. So this car also comes with the automatic climate control, whereby you can just control it by just tuning on a few buttons, and of course you can get to regulate the temperature in that car. So you can either get to raise the temperature or lower, meaning it do come with dual climate control, which is an extra, and of course it's a feature that you get to see in most German machine. So in terms of safety, this car comes just like in most cases, comes with dual air that is airbag. We have one here at the steering. We also have another one on the side of the passenger, and of course those are just a few of the features that you get to see in the latest car models. So looking at this side of the driver, we have some extra system over here. This car do come with drivers control or lane assist control, which you get to see gets to really assist the driver in case you are tired, you want to dedicate less brain power and while driving that car, it can really get to assist you because it can get to guide you on where you need to drive. So this car is a five passengers, accommodates five passengers because it has two seats in the front and three in the rear. Looking at how these the rear, the fabric that or basically how these seats look, you can see how well stitched they are. Remember, these seats, they are also heated, and of course they get to give you that comfort so that whenever you're in that car, you can get to feel artistic touch which comes with the CX-5, unlike most Toyota cars. So that's also a feature that you'll be realizing with the CX-5. So for the case of the rear seats, you can get to pull this middle part, and of course if you are just two of you back here, you can get to place your items over here. Maybe it's a cup, some drinks, you can get to place them over here. We have more space right here, or you can just get to use it as an armrest. So that's also a special feature, but that you'll be realizing with the CX-5. Looking at this part, the end of this central console, we have more ventilation for climate control, which is a feature that you won't see with most cars, but with this one, it's a plus, and of course that's the reason why also it gets to push the car to the next level. So for the case of passengers who are on the front seat, we have more space whereby you can get to put your items. We have the door, the side door pockets. We also have this space at the center console, and of course, guys, we have more controls over here. If you want to tune it to sport mode, to just regular, the normal driving standard, that is a level, you can get to adjust it at this knob. So for the case of the windows, remember they are electric powered. That's that's a standard thing that you'll be seeing in most cars that they are coming out of production nowadays. For the case of the side mirror, they are also powered, meaning you can just get to fold them by just pressing a few buttons, which is very important. So basically, those are some of the things that you'll be realizing with the CX-5 interior. It's not as complicated as we get to see with the Mercedes Benz or the BMWs, but it has really tried to bring that luxury design to most of the that is the car users. So that's something that we'll be realizing. So now let's just go ahead and get to look into what you get to notice once you get to see the car from the distance. So we get to look at the external specs. Well, guys, whenever you get to meet this car from a distance, one thing you can't fail to recognize is the big Mazda logo. This is the iconic Mazda logo, which gets to give the car the brand identity. Also, we have this big grille. Mostly, they do come. They are black in colors in most cases. They also have these silver looking lining over here, which gets to give or to blend in with the logo, which makes it to look amazing. So that's something that you realize or get to see every time that you get to see the Mazda CX-5 from a distance. This car also comes with advanced features, things like we have those the strong LED beam lights that you get to see over there. These headlights, they are also the turning headlights, meaning if you get to turn the car, they get to follow that. They get to switch with the as the car gets to turn. Also, the headlights, they have that ability. So they also have the daytime running lights, which is also a feature that you'll be seeing with most the CX-5. Without forgetting that bold and aggressive nose cut look, which gives the car that look of aggressiveness, which is something which makes the car also to look amazing. So you'll be seeing that difference mostly with the CX-5 2026 as well as 2025. The only difference that you can get to help you to recognize it or differentiate is the hood. I mean the nose cut. They get to look a bit different. So for the case of the side mirrors, as I said earlier, they are electric powered. Most of them they will come with a turning signal or the blinkers, which is a very amazing. Also gets to give the car some stylish look. Looking at the car shape, the car looks more of a very good aerodynamic shape, which gives the car some ease when it comes to movement. When it's accelerating, the car can't get to face so much resistance from the wheel. So this car also comes with either the 17 or the 19 inches wheel, which are very big, which gives the car good ground clearance. Meaning, as I said earlier, this car can be used both for city drives as well as rough terrains because of those big wheels. So basically, those are some of the basic features that you get to see with the CX-5 from the outside. We have both. We have from the front and the back side. We have the Mazda logo, which is very important and it gives the car the identity. Also, guys, for the case of those sporty trim or those sporty units, they come with the disc braking system for four of the wheels. So that's also something that you'll be realizing with the CX-5. So basically, guys, in case I missed anything, talk to me in the comment section. That's all I had for you when it comes to CX-5. We'll be looking into more into details regarding Mazda because they have more interesting cars out there, and I'm here to bring all the details that you need to know about these cars. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, consider doing so. And of course, I look forward to seeing you in our next one. Peace, guys.